Good morning. I hate people who come on here and do the same thing every day just to kind of greet you with the same greeting. John Hine of the Howard Stern Show, when he did the after show for the Howard Stern Show, used to do that. And it always annoyed me. Just don't ask me why. But when people say, like he used to yell, "Good morning," in the same tone. Morning, Joe. And then his exact words were almost the exact same thing every day. And it just bothered me. Now, why am I not? It's not posted that I'm live. I don't know why. Okay, I'll hit the thumbs up button. I'm logged in. Boom, 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 boom. I am on DND. Good morning, Zephin. I'm on this page because if you haven't signed up for TrendSpider, it's $351 for the year. It's there. I mean, it's just, you can start a 7-day free trial and then pay $351. I did get a question yesterday, and again today I said it was going to be a decaying offer. It's going down, so it's going from 65 to 64 tomorrow, to 63 to 62 to 61 to 60. So if you're gonna sign up, today's the day to sign up. Just realize elite level, and I'll go over this on the podcast too. Elite level is what you want for the algorithm, because the reason is minimum scanning time. Let's see if there a back testing thing here. Minimum scanning time is daily here. Minimum, this is 1 minute, so you can scan 1 minute. Zephin, you can do that. I mean, come on, $351 yesterday. I mean, if you bought TQQQ with like $1,000, you'd make what? $200 yesterday? I mean, that's just, come on. Okay, good morning. Good morning, okay. Scott, just remember, Scott, the number one rule is don't listen to a douche on the internet. And I am that douche on the internet, but we're in a choppy market. I mean, I think we've gone from chop on daily to chop on weekly. I think you're going to be up this week. We said it on the inside. Insiders, and Joe, you'll love. Look at what comes up on my stock chart, by the way. It's mulling. It's mulling. And you're still in that 81 cents. If you guys don't know, Joe sent I think he sent it in a Facebook group post, but it's they're suing. I mean, just it's news of suing insider sales, so and shorts. Yeah, Zephin. I mean, Zephin, here's the thing. You don't have to tell us, and you don't have to say your portfolio size, but you've been one of the OGs who got TrendSpider, and I think you tell everybody it absolutely helps. I mean, it's not going to make you money. Your decisions make you money. TrendSpider just helps in that decision. It's not something where, listen, I mean, let's take Apple, for example. Apple's a great example in my algorithm. In my algorithm over 2 years, the algorithm makes you 44% if you got in and out each time it told you. There were 25 positions on the 4-hour chart. So 25 positions over 24 months. You're trading once a month, about once a month. You win only 19 times, so 36% of the time. You lose the majority. But the wins get you 44%. If you buy and held, you made 20%. Now, the question is, am I using TrendSpider to buy and sell Apple 100% of the time that it tells me? Did I get in and out those 19 positions? Hell no, I did not get in and out those 19 positions. Did I trim in my retirement account Not Apple. I mean, full disclosure, not Apple. Amazon I did. Google I did. Meta I haven't touched. Meta's I don't have that in my retirement account. Microsoft I did. I mean, here's Microsoft. We talked about this one. I put this in this. I need to remove these. Let me see. Remove all annotations. But Microsoft, I think I got out up here at 340 something. I'm adding back in at 320 to hit the 200 day. So, NVIDIA, NVIDIA closed at an all-time high. It's back to all-time highs. Have I gotten back in at 492? Nope. Look at what it did in the last, we're in this cycle. This is the last earnings. We're in this cycle where it's going up. I'm going to wait for it to get back down to about 460. But it's showing exactly what it did last time. So, right before the ex-dividend date, see how it went up, comes back down. So I'll wait until it goes back. Scott, we're all douches. I mean, shit, if you tune into the live, you're a douche. Update on my mouth. I took one pain pill last night before bed. I have not taken a pain pill this morning. The doctor, and this is TMI, but it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But I didn't brush my teeth all last week. I just couldn't. My mouth was too. And you say, yeah, you could do the front. It's like when you have braces. I mean, that's what my mouth feels like, and my gums just feel like, and it's just sore. And using my toothbrush, I didn't want to put anything in there, and by accident scrape something or rip out something. So I didn't brush my teeth. So I go to the doctor on Monday, and she goes, "Whew, you got quite the breath." She goes, "I'm afraid of an infection." I said, "No, I just haven't brushed my teeth." She goes, "Well, let me give you some medicinal rinse." So she gave me some medicinal rinse, and it's helped. It's helped. And Joe, yeah, here's the thing, and this is what's great about TrendSpider. And again, I mean, $351 to me, and you need this middle tier, but it's not a ton of money. It's enough that, listen, a new Xbox, which I should get because I've still got the original Xbox One, but I should get the S version. I should get that. I have $200 in my bank account. It's not going to, make a difference at the end of the day, whether I spend that or not. My ass ain't spending it. So I completely, I got a question from one of the Facebook group, and he's like, "Hey, I have a $25,000 portfolio. Would TrendSpider make a difference? I have a full-time job." Here's the thing. Like I said, with Apple, I monitor it and I look at it, and it tells me, this particular algorithm, 4 hour, tells you that, hey, you should do it once a month. I mean, it's like 26 positions, so it's about once a month. You don't need it, and you could absolutely say you have 5 stocks in your portfolio, 7 stocks in your portfolio. You set up alerts, so when something crosses over, and again, like Joe said, there's tons of other strategies out there. This is a Bollinger Band, RSI and Bollinger Band strategy. We can run this on NVIDIA. Let's see what this does on NVIDIA. I don't exactly know what it does, but it's on a daily basis, it looks like. But, let me just remove this. Remove that. Yeah. Joe says he's made enough trading Mullen on the 65-minute algorithm just to cover TrendSpider for a couple of years. I mean, that's true. You get one stock and you get some volatility on it, and you find a system that works for you, like the 65-minute one, and you can make it work. Tesla, 520. With the 200-day. This is a strategy that I don't even know what it does, but let's look at it. Let's pull up Tesla. We're going to run Tesla on this one. So if we run Tesla on this one, it is when the 5-day crosses the 20-day, I think. Let me see. When the 5-day ESMA crosses up on the 20-day SMA, and you get out when the 5-day closes down below the 200-day, and the SMA crosses down. So this one, let's see what it does. I think it's going to time out. This one's kind of long. Oh, it's not working. But I've got a bunch in here. I've got a squeeze breakout. I've got an earnings run-up, extended hold 4-hour by Chris. Tesla Weinstein stage 1 breakout we talked about. QQQ 30-minute super trend scalper. I can look up that one. We can do that one on QQQ and maybe even do it on a TQQQ. But there's scanners too, so you can scan. Like the big news is you can scan on head and shoulders patterns. Let me see if I can find a link to that. Let's see. I'm going to go to TrendSpider's Twitter account and look. Search. What? Oh. Autopilot comes free. Yeah. Autopilot is basically an advanced form of cruise control. There we go. Let's see. Good morning, TrendSpider. Look at that, Visa. Inverse head and shoulders breakout detected from Visa today. Here. I should probably get this link. Copy link. Let's see. What does that do? Yep. Log in and import. I guess I didn't. Oh, I already did subscribe. Okay. And that's import inverse. Head and shoulders exists. Copy link. Boom. Import head and shoulders. Okay. PayPal breakout above neckline of the inverse head and shoulders today. Yeah. I mean, hey. Like I said, I think TrendSpider is worth it, but you got to make up your own mind. This one doesn't seem to be doing all that great. Okay. It wants me to log back in. Tesla, let's go back to, what's the 521. Let's look at this one. Run. Let's see if it runs now. It kind of got stuck before. Wonder if it's getting stuck again. Oh, there we go. Okay. I mean, this on a 521 performance chart. It got you out here with a 53% gain. Hasn't gotten you back in. So, but it's 1,600% gain over 4 years. 1,600% gain if you just bought and held. Let's see. Let's look at this QQQ. I mean, this is what I want to tell you is I use TrendSpider at the bare minimum. And I think it's worth, $400 I think I paid for the year. And your boy is cheap. Your boy is really fucking cheap. Okay, these are 30-minute candles. QQQ. just so you're aware, this is a RSI greater than 1470.30 close, price close above the 90-day SMA, and then there's some crazy stuff. I can share this one. Oh, I gotta save it to share it. But this one over 26 months, so just over 2 years, Invesco QQQ, you make 61% versus a 3% on the actual asset. It's a 30-minute, so it's quick, gets you in and out. There are 210 positions over that 2 years. So this one trades quite a bit. But what you do is you set up an alert and a text for the entry and the exit. And you get a text that says, hey, I'm going to enter and exit out of this. I mean, TrendSpider is just so good at that. Again, it's a tool. It's not going to make you money, but it's a tool to help you protect your, over the recent downturn, over the past 3 weeks, like I said, I've been using it to trim some stuff in my retirement account. And just so everyone's aware, and I'll say this again, I do not post every trade I take. I post ones that I think have a high propensity of winning. I don't think it's now that they offer it. Let me see. I think I bookmarked it. Capitalize right here. It's a back testing strategy. Let's see. Sign in. I think I can sign in. Yeah. Log in. Boom, boom, boom. This is fidelity.capitalize.ai. And it's an AI wizard on backtesting. I'm going to skip this. They've got a Discord. I mean, it's pretty, it's not bad. I've played with it a little bit. I haven't saved any of my setups because I have TrendSpider. But Fidelity, if you wanted to get Fidelity, this is why I tell you to get a large brokerage firm, is because I think even Webull may have some back testing in their desktop software. But I haven't played this with this one. This is capitalize.ai offered by Fidelity. And by the way, I think I had something to do with that. I think Fidelity actually went to TrendSpider and offered to buy them. And I think Dan turned it down. That is complete rumor. But I was bitching at Fidelity that they had literally, when I signed up for right before I signed up for TrendSpider, myself and my buddy Steve, who we were trading together, we went to Fidelity. We were trading with one of the Fidelity guys, Mike, and he was helping us a ton. And I got to take Target out. But he said, yeah, we just got rid of our backtesting software because nobody used it. I said, bullshit, nobody used it. Yes, just don't promote it, blah, blah, blah. And I think about a year ago, that capitalized thing by Fidelity came out. But I told them about TrendSpider, and I told Mike about TrendSpider, and I said, you guys should look into this. And I think Mike actually signed up for TrendSpider. But I haven't talked to him in a while. Okay, Boeing is on there too. Covered call ETFs. Nothing there. Energy names. Energy's taken off, by the way. Energy's absolutely taking off. There was a big drawdown in oil yesterday, meaning I think the strategic reserves may have started to get filled. Maybe the administration said, you know what? Maybe with a hurricane coming, we want to fill this up. Rig, this is the one that Joe, I think it's Nat is what you're trading, but Rig is kind of the same thing. They got to cross up at 8.15 is up 2% pre-market. So that's energy names we pick, levered ETFs. Come on, come on, come on. D-Man. Let's see if there's anything on here. Look at yesterday's heat map. I mean, just stellar. Societal. Dude bought 2.5 million. It's not crazy. Bond yields rise and the futures are up. Look at this one. Excella Health up 300% yesterday. ICCT. Wow. Did this get done? Nothing in the levered ETFs. Okay. Low cost Vanguard. XLE. We got that one. Let's see my not owned. I know there's going to be a bunch in here. Hilton, Rocket, Marriott, FedEx, they got an upgrade. Home Depot, American Eagle. Wow, this is at 16. I think I sold this at like 11. But look at this. I mean, this is an $11 stock a month ago, and it's at 16 now. On, making its way back. I'm going to put on there. Match.com coming up. Boeing, we've got that one. Wayfair, still don't like that chart. MJ, but I'm not doing any stuff like that. Best Buy got a cross up. Best Buy got a cross up, and look, it's covering that gap that it hit right before earnings. This was when all the retailers were saying, ooh, consumer's bad. Dipped down to 72 right before earnings. They got good ones. EVgo, don't like that. Smile Direct, I used to trade that one. I think Jake from TrendSpider used to trade that one. SMMT, I mean, that MACD is just fluttering. That's why that one got a cross up. Okay. I'm not going to put anything up there. Let's look at the Dow. And trust me. WBA. Walgreens. Worst stock this year, I think. CVX. I have CVS. Nike. Nike is a cross up. Nike under 100 was the buy. It's suddenly gotten some love. I would expect this to get to 107, 108. And then that 50-day at probably 105 is going to provide some resistance. So I don't know that I'd necessarily get into this, but it's interesting. Let's look at NASDAQ 100. We're going to have a bunch in here. Illumina. That's one. Dexcom. I mean, we talked about Dexcom. The MACD is just fluttering. Costco, AMD. I have AMD because that's Comcast has one. I mean, Comcast just continues to go higher. I might as well put Comcast in there. T-Mobile, cross up. Verizon is one of these. Look at Sirius. I mean, it's using that 200-day. Kellogg's Dr. Pepper. I don't like that chart. O'Reilly. Auto Parts. Futures are edging higher. Not much, but I have a feeling we're in for a decent day. Let's do the S&P. There we go. AMD, Amazon, Nike, Target, Costco, FedEx, Exxon, Abbott Labs. I got rid of this one. This one just trades between 110 and 103. I mean, look at a weekly. It doesn't do much. I mean, this goes all the way back to 2022. I think I sold it in probably, I think, August of last year. And it just hasn't done anything. I kind of saw it coming down towards that 200 day. I said, I don't want to hold this. And I don't want to buy it. So, let's see Verizon. Verizon in pre-market is up next to nothing. What I don't know about Verizon, Joe, is they're spending so much money and they're paying that huge dividend and they're keeping the dividend. And you can see yesterday's upgrade was, rewarded from 33 to 34. You got an ascending wedge and a descending wedge. I mean, who knows where the hell this damn thing's going? Let's see. Okay. I just have the wedges. I have all those patterns. There's a ton of patterns, by the way. Okay. We're going to look at what did I title yesterday's video? Let me see. We'll go to YouTube. And your channel. I'm going to stop my video from playing. Oh, okay. It doesn't play while I'm live. SPXL, TQQQ, and UDOW. That's what I want to look at before I get into anything. Okay. We're going to look at those. I'm going to start out with SPY. Because we want to see, look, 443 was the buy. We're at 449. We're going to cover this gap at 453, I think, this week. Job market is strong. That's essentially what this is, okay? Oh, I want that new chart pattern. Okay, product. Let's look at their there we go. Here we go. And we're going to go over here. I'll put this. Okay. We're going to announce that. Okay. I got to hit the record button now. I'm going to start the podcast, just making sure I have everything in line. Oh, let me go to Fidelity because we want to, not that one. We're going to go here. We're not going to log in. I'm just going to look at bond rates. News and research, fixed income bond rates. U.S. Treasuries. We're still at 5% on the short up until 2 years. Then you get to 4%. And it's still inverted. So, I mean, this is what's great too. Look at the learning center that Fidelity has. Man, they are really good. Listen. I love Webull. And I got the free stocks. In fact, my Webull account. Let's see. Webull is at $2,400 today. Started the year at $1,000. So $2,400. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna turn down this. because I think you can hear my TV. The dogs are in here. It's not thundering, so we're happy. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Start recording. Good morning. It's Wednesday, August 30th. Your boy's mouth, a little bit better. Not horrible. Told a fun story about how my breath is horrible. Yeah, I'm 53. I had my wisdom teeth taken out. I am much less smart. I feel, much less smart. Again, I'm dumb. But, it's if you're younger and a dentist tells you, those things have to come out, just do it. Do it, A, while you have insurance at a job, and B, when you're young and you can heal. My doctor said, hey, if you were 16, I would be worried that you're going on with pain this long, but you're 53. It's going to be normal. I haven't had solid food in over a week. I've lost 10 pounds. So, but I made a lot of money yesterday. We'll talk about SPY. Look at this. We're in at 443. I think we're chasing this gap up at 453. So I think at some point this week we touch this gap. Whether we fill it all the way up to 456, questionable. But today's jobs numbers, we're still in bad news is good and good news is bad. So if you listen to the On the Tape podcast, remember Tony Dwyer says you really want to pour your money in and you want to be in when good news becomes good news. When bad news is good news and good news is bad news, it indicates that the Fed is going to raise rates more. That's when we don't know where the market's going and you just got to be patient. But I want to announce, remember I said Wednesday was going to be a TrendSpider sale? 65% off. The middle level, elite level. This is what you want for the back testing and all of the algorithms that I have. Because if you get the lower one, the essential, you still get all the basic tools. It's a basic charting program. And yes, you're saving about, $70. But your minimum scanning time for back testing is daily. So, you don't want a daily. You want the 1 minute. And that's where Elite comes in, where it's $351. If you can't make $351, just give you, for instance, yesterday, you put $1,000 into TQQQ a couple of times. You made $200 just in a day. So, if you can't make $351 in a year, or, during the beginning of August downturn, I talked about it, how I got out of NVIDIA at 500. It just looked extended on the chart. How I, trimmed some of my stuff in my retirement plan when it just looks extended on the chart. You don't need TrendSpider just to look at charts. You can look at the charts. TrendSpider is like taking the training wheels off or putting the training wheels back on your bike. Just makes it so you won't fall. I mean, if you want to go rogue out there without the training wheels, do it. But one big thing that they announced yesterday along with this sale. Oh, and by the way, the offer decays by 1% every day for the next 5 days. So today you're at 65%. Tomorrow you'll be at 64%. So if you're even thinking about it, sign up today. The process is use the link below or use my link tree right here and go to this link at the top, TrendSpider 25% off. You will get the best offer. You will get this offer that is shown. Just use that link so you're under my program. Because if I change things or if I add things, you're more likely to get them if you're under my program. So do that. I mean, again, if you're thinking about it. But the big announcement out of TrendSpider is new next level intelligence, automated head and shoulders pattern recognition, which means you see the head and shoulders pattern and you also get the inverse head and shoulders pattern recognition, which is huge. Head and shoulders is probably one of the biggest pattern indicators that I think chartists use. You can import it directly from here. I will include the links in the newsletter for anybody. I will post them in the private Facebook group. So be sure that you're on the lookout. And again, if you don't have TrendSpider, I would urge you if you have never used charting before, don't jump into TrendSpider and think it's going to change your world. It won't. But if you've used charts before, then I think TrendSpider will help. If you haven't used charting before, then my suggestion is to go to this third link, get Webull, and download Webull's free software. It's charting software. That's all TrendSpider is charting software. And charting software, while it doesn't give you the level of automation that TrendSpider does, you have to understand charting in order to use TrendSpider. It's not plug and play. It is very much a labor-intensive software program until you get comfortable with it. Today, I spend an hour or two a day on TrendSpider. I manage my own portfolio. It is a significant portfolio. I will tell you, it has become significantly more work the larger the portfolio is. It is crazy the amount. When I had a $20,000, $30,000 portfolio, I maybe looked at this shit once a week, and I was perfectly happy. Back then I didn't have the tools that we have today, and maybe I would have been a little bit more diligent back then. But it was pretty much like, hey, you're paying $10 per trade. I've talked about it before. It's a different world today. Making money in this market is so much easier than it was in the past. Yes, it's gambling. Yes, it's risking money. Life is risky. So don't think that, you just want to make sure that you have all the tools in your basket. And again, TrendSpider, I think with my algorithms, with the watch list, everything of that sort, I think everybody that signed up for it in the Facebook group, nobody's given me a negative review. And again, the customer service at TrendSpider, top notch. You ask them anything and they're getting back to you. And it's great. I would not promote a program that I didn't believe in. Kind of like I promote Webull. I tell you, hey, Robinhood has the best user interface on an app. 100% it is the most user-friendly interface on the app. But when they charge you $70 to take your money out, when they don't allow you to do certain things, like trading GameStop when it was during that craze, I just have questions about the what are you doing with my money? And Webull, I think on the back end, I think you have Webull as a small account. Like I said, I put $1,000 in there at the beginning of the year. I am currently at $2,349. So I put $1,000 in there at the beginning of the year. I've got that amount of money. Some of my money is in cash. A large portion of my money is cash. I'll do like a $100 trade, $200 trade, something like that. And I'm getting 10, 15, 20% on some of these, but I'm not posting everything. One of the reasons why, and people ask me, well, why don't you post all your trades on Savvy Trader? Savvy Trader, if you don't know, is savvytrader.com. It's the journal that I keep. I don't put all of my trades in here. Some of my trades are in the trading portfolio. I have the core portfolio, which is the stocks the 35, 36 stocks that I suggest. If you're building a portfolio, I think these are the best stocks to have. The trading portfolio is more trades that I look at. I may be holding some of the trading portfolio. Usually when I sell out of them, I do put the sale in there. But the core portfolio, I think out of the 36, I probably own 33. But I don't, the reason I don't post every trade that I don't want people to follow me. I will feel horrible if people follow me, like Sedge. I put that in the trading portfolio. I still get questions from people. Should I hold on to Sedge? I am holding on to Sedge. I am dollar cost averaging Sedge. I don't know if it'll come back. I feel horrible that people lost money on that one. We can look at the all. I'm down on AMD. I bought that at 109. I'm not worried about it. NVIDIA, I'm up 4%. Not worried about it. DraftKings, I'm up 1.24%. Not worried about PayPal. I'm going to add more to it. I'm down 8%. Netflix, I'm down 1%. Not worried about it at all. Uber, I'm down 5%. I'm going to add to it. Meta, I'm down 0.63%. It's under 300. I'm not worried about it. Ulta, I'm a little bit worried about. I think I may switch out to ELF because I think ELF has a greater chance. SMCI, down 6%. Not worried about it. Sedge, down 35%. A little bit worried about it. Palantir, I'm up 7%. Shopify, I'm up 3%. So you can do with this what you want, but do not follow my trades. Understand that my trades are just my trades. They shouldn't be your trades. You have to understand what you're doing. And the whole point of this podcast is to teach you so that you can develop your own system. My system includes TrendSpider. My system includes Active Trader Pro. My system includes FinViz. My system includes Seeking Alpha. My system includes my newsletter. I tell you more about what I do in the newsletter, I think, than I do on Savvy Trader. So make sure you sign up for the free newsletter. So I've got my own little system that I do. I take tips from people on the internet. I do not take every trade that somebody tells me about on the internet, like Joe with Mullen. Mullen is one that is a hype trade. He has used the 65-minute algorithm, like he said, to pay for the next few years of TrendSpider. So there are tools out there, and TrendSpider is just one of them. If you can't afford it, don't feel like you're being pressured into it. That's what I wanted to say. But the big sale is going on right now, and the new chart patterns. Bond rates. Bond rates yesterday, I mean, we're still at about 5.25%. We're at 4.9% on the U.S. Treasury, and the 2-year. On the 10-year, we're at 4.1%. So you're getting less inverted, but they didn't move a ton yesterday. We went up a ton yesterday. SPY, like I said, you're down here on the buy on the algorithm at 443. You're at 449. My guess is this week we touch this gap. I don't know if we fill it, but the August ADP numbers came in line. July was revised higher. Wages change seem to be coming down as well. It all seems to be moderating, saying that the Fed may not raise as much. So the futures are up. Real GDP was adjusted 2.1% to 2.4%. So the economy is slowing. Again, bad news is good news. So we're still in that cycle. Remember, Monday I said, listen to the On the Tape podcast. If bad news is good news and good news is bad news, we're still in that cycle of up and down kind of stuff. The real bull market will take off when good news is good news and bad news is bad news. But as long as we stay in the inversion, I think that's the case. My guess is September, October will be 100% safe to start buying. Again, it's August 30th. So September is what, tomorrow? I don't know. Do we have 30 days in August. So tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of yesterday. I titled it, and Monday we said, hey, we have an inside week on SPY. So I think you should buy levered ETFs. And on Monday, we can look August 28th here. You were paying about $87 for SPXL. You're at $91. So good trade there. TQQQ. We can look at this one. This is the triple levered Q. SPXL, by the way, it's a triple levered S&P. TQQQ on Monday, we were trading at about $38. You're at $41. You're almost 10% up. Kudos to you if you took that trade. And you still have confirmation. You're still going. UDOW is a triple levered Dow 30. You were trading on Monday. It looks like at about $59. You're at $61. Good trade, 5%. So you can see the triple levered ETFs were the way to go so far. Today looks good. MACD on UDOW is down there. The RSI is not going up too high. It's in no man's land at about 55, 56. So you're looking good. My guess is on UDOW, the 50-day will probably provide some type of resistance level at about 62. So I'm not exactly sure that you buy into this on a Wednesday thinking that, you only have a couple of days. But if you want to 1 or 2%, do it. Put $100 in there. Get a $1 or $2 gain. I mean, you can do that on Webull easily do that on Webull. Apple. I'm long Apple. They announced their event September 12th. They don't say what it is. They're launching new iPhones. There will probably be an M3 chip that will come out. I don't know exactly what this is going to do, but they'll announce a new watch. We talked about they have a patent to monitor blood sugar that is non-puncture. It is through the Apple Watch. That will be interesting if they announce that. We'll go into Dexcom had another cross up, so it seems to be floundering about $100, but it's a $120 stock. I'm telling you, Dexcom. Without the Apple stuff, Dexcom would be $150. With the Apple stuff, I think Dexcom currently is about $120. So I like it. But September 12th, they will be announcing it. Big crypto news. Grayscale, they won their case in federal court. So essentially what Grayscale said, they have GBTC, and they told the SEC, you are being prejudicial in not allowing us to launch an ETF. The ETF allows GBTC, when they convert GBTC to an ETF from trading on the futures, it will allow the Bitcoin, the GBTC, to trade in line with Bitcoin. Right now, it trades at a discount to Bitcoin, but this will go up, and when they convert it over to an ETF. So yesterday, you had a morning candle here on the 4-hour that was 18%. GBTC got a buy-in yesterday in the morning, ironically before the announcement, 1766. We can look at Coinbase because that had a cross up as well before this announcement. Coinbase had a cross up here at 74. You're at 84. We can look at Mara. I went over Mara yesterday and I said there's too much crypto with cross ups. Something's gotta happen. Either we're going to see a huge crash or we're going to see something. Mara got a more afternoon cross up at 1083, 30 to 40% higher. It's at 1368 right now. 1368. So I'm sorry, in pre-market it's 1339. I'd probably trade it if it gets back to that 200-day at $12. I think you take it. I think you take it because, again, this is going to pop. If the SEC doesn't file, I think they have a 45-day window to actually file an appeal to either a district court in D.C. or to the Supreme Court, one or the other. And if it's not done in 45 days, they have to approve a Bitcoin ETF. So you're in this window where things could pop. And I like it. I like it a lot. I may buy a couple of crypto stuff. Again, around the 200-day, I'll look for stuff. Google had their AI day, and it's huge. Let me go down to where I put this. Let me see. So Google's new flagship AI model, Gemini, is set to be a direct competitor to GPT-4 and boasts computing power 5 times greater than GPT-4. Trained on Google's TPU version 5 chips, it's capable of simultaneous operations with a massive 16,384 chips. The dataset used for training this model is around 65 trillion tokens, and it's multimodal, accepting text, video, audio, and pictures. Moreover, it can produce both text and images. The training also includes content from YouTube and used advanced training techniques similar to AlphaGo type methods. Google plans to release Gemini model to the public in 2023, and they announced pricing. That's why you saw this pop. Now, when Microsoft announced pricing for their Copilot, they popped 4% on that day. Ironically, yesterday, Google was up 4%. So that was the pricing. I think it was this gap or someplace around here they announced it. May have been after their earnings. But it popped up. Microsoft at 328, you can see it's using that 200-day right there. Google, I said buy it under 130. I continue to say I think 130 is still the swing. If you want to buy at 135 and you're only buying like 5 shares, that's freaking $20. Understand you don't need it at 130. So if you're going to sit and hold this one, this is why I say buy good stocks with good products, with good earnings and good management. This will be a stock. We went over this one. If you go to a weekly, this one's just kind of been floundering. That right there is, we got to get rid of that one. Remove all annotations. I'm going to get rid of that. But your all-time high, you're at 151. So Google is one of the great 8 that hasn't come back to its all-time high. You know, Meta is not at its all-time high. Microsoft has hit its all-time high recently. Netflix is just coming back to its all-time high. Apple, very close to its all-time high. But Google had their day. It was a big day. I liked it. U.S. hedge funds. There was an article that I read. U.S. hedge funds exposure to 7 big tech names is at a record high per Goldman Sachs. So, U.S. FDIC plans to hit mid-sized banks with keeping more longer-term debt minimums amid the banking turmoil earlier this year. So, yeah, just that. Remember bond rates. We talked about that. Let's talk about a stock that I forgot to pump yesterday, but it seems to be pumping a little bit more today. This one had a huge pullback. VFS. Now, the algorithm got you in August 10th at 1688. It is trading at 47. This one got up as high as 93. It is trading at 52 right now. It's up about 14% in pre-market. We had this pullback. You can see the MACD is crossing down. It hasn't crossed down. The RSI is at 55 on the 4-hour. I would say at minimum, at maximum, trade this on the 65-minute. You're out on the 65-minute. It will probably get you back in on the 65-minute today. But look at that. On the 65-minute, you made 264% in the matter of, let's see, that's August 22nd and August 29th, 1 week, 264%. VFS is a Vietnamese EV company. They have announced that they are starting work on a factory in North Carolina and will begin deliveries here in the U.S. in I think it's next 2025. 2025 is when they're going to do it. But there's all kinds of rumors on this one. If you want to know all the rumors, go over to FinViz, type in VFS, and you will see a ton of news articles about this one right here. This stock twits right here. How did this drop from 93 down to 40s with virtually no shorts and majority share lockup? Any bulls care to clear that up? Well, it's because people freaking sold. It's got a small float. 21 million shares, 7 million shares floated. So if you get into this one, be aware, don't be greedy, take your profits. Only 7 million shares have floated out there. It's going to be hard for you to sell if there's all of a sudden a rush to sell. It's going to be hard for your broker to sync up with an actual buyer. So this one could be volatile. It's a good one to trade, but again, keep your time frame short on that one. NVIDIA yesterday. NVIDIA moved 4%. It closed at an all-time high yesterday, 487. That's their all-time high close. This candle right here after earnings, it opened at 502. It didn't close at 502. It closed at 482. Yesterday, it closed at 487. That's an all-time high. It's got the confirmation. I am waiting a couple more days. Take a look at last earnings call. When we had the last earnings call and what happened with the last earnings call, it gapped up here. Let's look at the 4-hour because 4 hours is a little bit better for me to look at the reaction of the stock. You can see I put that line in. That was the previous support level that I didn't think it was going to hit, but it came damn close here on June 7th. When they announced on May 24th, it went up, it came down June 7th, right after the ex-dividend date. I think you're going to see the same kind of thing. It's going to flounder here. Here's the ex-dividend date, September 6th. September 7th may be the time to buy. I think that's the next leg up on this one. So that's essentially what I'm doing. SMCI. I am still holding this one. This is super micro. These guys do the actual rack setups that NVIDIA has. So you need it when they sell the chips that they have. You need SMCI. The valuation on this is not crazy. It did not go up 4% yesterday. It is sitting at 261. It is putting in this kind of capitulation right here. At some point in time, this comes back to fill this gap at 350. It just does. It will. It's crazy decent valuation. I think they're going to come out with crazy earnings. You can see right here, $1.63, 351. Are they going to triple again? I don't know. Maybe on their next earnings. Keep an eye on it. TQQQ, I've said this before. It closed above 40. Don't be greedy on this one. If you are in this one and you see it lose confirmation, get out. You can always get back in. Don't be greedy. That yellow line right there is 40. Remember, this time, August 24th, it got above 40. You could have sold here at let's see, $40.91. It lost confirmation. Then you buy back down here at 36. So TQQQ is a trading. This is not an investment. This is a trading tool. So recognize it. I talked about, in my trading portfolio, I have Alta. I made the mistake. The actual stock to trade was ELF. And here ELF is 124 yesterday was ELF. And I need to add this into my, into the list. We're going to put this into not owned so I can track it. Which one? Added to not owned list. There we go. So I want that in my not owned list so I can scan for it. 124.31. This one, if you go over here they're up crazy this year, up 141%. And if we tracked it in Seeking Alpha, you can see it's outpacing everything. Now, the recent price targets, 146, and you're trading at 133. I think 146 will get upgraded because they announced to acquire Naturium. e.l.f. is the number one beauty brand in Target. And we'll talk about Target in a little bit. But e.l.f., I think, is the trade. I think this one gets to 170. I think the valuation of e.l.f. gets to 170. You can see the PE 75, forward PE of 49. If we look at Ulta, which was the previous brand, their valuation is much lower, significantly lower. But I think e.l.f. has the growth to do it. So I think e.l.f., I put it in my not owned. I'll scan for it. But if you get it back at 124, I do think that yesterday's hype might be a little bit overdone. So yeah, I think you can probably get this. It covered this gap back to 118, and then it shot back up to 134. I think probably 126 is probably your 124, 126 is your new support level, but it's on an upward trend up. We talked about the Court of Appeals with Grayscale Bitcoin that SEC can't allow. Mara was up. Mara. We talked about Mara having and the algorithm just by chance a trigger yesterday. There's my Google stuff. Remember, with ChatGPT and Microsoft's integration with them, I think Google's announcement yesterday will prompt Microsoft to hurry in with their integration of ChatGPT into Copilot. And I think you cover this gap up here at 345. It is expensive. It is a gamble. AI is still going on. You saw it yesterday with Google's pop. AI is still a play. So I think it's good. Now let's talk about Target, because yesterday I went on a rampage about how I'm going to take it off. There was a comment on Spotify. Target Social Issues is pushing adult ideology onto children through the form of clothing. Parents from all sides are disgusted by it, and hence the stock value is tanking. Absolutely categorically wrong. First off, you can have your opinion about the pushing of child ideology. I don't agree with it. That's your opinion to have. I respect your right to the opinion, but that's, again, an opinion. Parents from all sides are disgusted. I know parents who aren't disgusted, so it's not categorically correct. It's absolutely wrong, and it's having a value on the stock. That part is fundamentally wrong. Absolutely. All respect to your opinion, but it's fundamentally wrong. It wasn't their stance on having the product in their sales because the product was in their sales channel for the past 4 years. Nobody had a problem with it. And then when it was brought up, some people had a problem with it. Their sales didn't diminish, but the problem wasn't the actual product. The problem was the reaction to the product, because what the CEO did was take the product off the shelves. That is what cost them, because not only did you get your side of the political spectrum that thinks that Target's pushing childhood agendas on children, but you also got the other side of the political agenda hated because you caved and you pulled it off the shelves. Now, while I respect your opinion, I respect the other side's opinion as well. I'm not on either side. I just, if I saw something, I just wouldn't shop there. That I didn't like, I just wouldn't shop there. But, hey, if somebody wants to buy a t-shirt with a pride flag, go at it. I don't care. But my guess is you're reading political publications, not financial publications, because if you go and read Target's earnings, this had super little impact. The actual sales of the product, the actual sales of this product and the sales of that, and the people boycotting haven't seen a reduction, a sizable reduction. It's been the theft that has brought the price of the stock down. It's been the theft. This back here is the earnings, not their reaction. That's the earnings. This is the theft that they announced, that stock slide. This is while all that stuff was going on. So while all that stuff is going on, it's not that they're sliding based on that. It's that they're sliding based on the management's decisions. So what I don't want is a political discussion to start about Target because it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That's all opinions. You can take your side on that, but it's completely irrelevant. What matters with Target is the management's decisions, the management's reactions, and not the people boycotting. It's been shown that people aren't staying away from Target because of this issue. They're staying away from Target because Walmart has stepped up their game. The Walmart stores have increased their inventory. Target's had inventory problems. So it's not this issue. So I didn't publish that comment based on the fact that we're not a political show. I mean, yeah, we pay attention to politics because politics are going to affect the market. But the reality of this situation is this isn't political. This is 100% a management decision that just caused this. And in my opinion, they're not pushing an ideology. You can have your opinion. I completely agree. And you can stay away from those stores. But I guarantee you're seeing pride flags, pride clothing in Walmart as well. Maybe they won't do it, but who knows? 45% of student loan borrowers are expected to go delinquent when payments resume in October 1st. This was based on a study. That's dangerous. This might not be good for SOFI. So I know I've been pumping SOFI that, hey, under $10, let's buy SOFI. SOFI, to me, it's a gamble. You can see it clearly just capitulating around $8 here. $8.08 was the buy-in here. I'd be very careful of this one. If in October, I tend to think people don't watch the news. I don't necessarily watch a whole lot of news. I watch more financial news than anything. But if millennials are willing to go delinquent because there's no backlash and they know about that, they're not going to make their payments. So that's going to be hard. That's going to be super, super hard for SOFI to come back from. Sam, social request. Oh, SPY, massive breakout on the 50 SMA reclaim with the go, no-go trend. If you haven't used the go, no-go trend, I think I have my workspace here. Let me see. Switch workspace. I think I have a go, no-go set up, if I'm not mistaken. Switch workspace. I have a go, no-go. So this is the go, no-go. It is proprietary to TrendSpider. It is a charting. It basically identifies candles, and it says go. So let's look at SPY. SPY here. And let's run it in the 4-hour. Well, I guess it's a daily is what they're saying. So let's do a daily. I have my algorithm in this one too. But a daily, you're seeing kind of this trend here. I'll identify it here. And a reversal. See how those candles change? This is where you're seeing SPY on a daily. It broke out. So you're seeing from a high, it broke out up there. And that orange candle means buy. And you can see the MACD's changing up. So SPY may be going for a little run here based on the go, no-go. Those orange candles on go, no-go are very, very good. Just so you know, it's a proprietary thing on you can go to TrendSpider's YouTube channel and read up. I think they have an hour-long special on the go, no-go with the creators of go, no-go. And essentially what it is, it's the same thing as an algorithm. It back tests, and it's got a strategy that's built in, and it tells you go or no go. So social request, Sam from Facebook. Would you mind taking a look at GSAT? It's seen it was up. It went to check out the stock and saw that a former Qualcomm CEO was taking over as CEO. Noticed also that they provided emergency texting services for Apple. I saw the interview yesterday with the CEO. I was pretty impressed. They are the only ones doing this. Globalstar, they launched satellites and a satellite telephone service. SpaceX will be in this business. Blue Origin will be in this business. Right now, Globalstar has kind of the thing, and just the announcement of the new CEO kind of made it gap up. Dude was on yesterday. He was talking about all the opportunities. I think this is a trade. And here's why I think it's a trade. If you go over here to GSAT, they are losing money, $213 million. They have $685 million floated. You can see volume has started bringing this one up. The average price target is $4.38. August 4th, Imperial Capital outperformed with a $7.97 target. Now, Morgan Stanley, underweight to equal weight, they went from $1.75 to 97 cents. So I think you're seeing hype now just based on this CEO. And Sam, my guess is that's why you found it. But I would trade it. I wouldn't own this one because I think they're losing money and satellites are expensive. SpaceX, if it ever goes public, is going to be one of the top 10, if not the top IPO because of Elon Musk, because of space. I've said it before. Space will the space companies that are launching satellites. It is significantly cheaper to send freight across the world via space, even at today's rates. You can say if they get a launch here in the U.S. and then a landing, say in Japan or China or somewhere in Asia, significantly cheaper to send it up into space and then down to land. Specifically with those self-landing rockets that SpaceX has and Blue Origin has, is significantly cheaper. So all of the shipping, like rig and Transocean and stuff like that, you'll see those probably plummet because it's going to be cheaper per pound to send it in space than it is now. Can you send oil in space? I don't know. I mean, that's just a powder keg right there. But again, cheaper per pound to send things. And that's where you'll see it. GSAT, they're just providing satellite services, but I think with all of these satellites that are up there for all of the internet, I think you're going to see this probably get contracted on just competition. Right now, they have the only one that's really available. So, but SpaceX and all of those guys. Now let's talk about cross-ups. UNH, I mean, we had a bunch of cross-ups. I'm looking at the core portfolio right now. It's mixed between red and green. UNH 492.83. I said buy it under 500. I mean, it's using that 200-day right there as support level. This gap down here, I don't know that we're going to get back to that gap. We might, with healthcare kind of in to crosshairs and stuff. You might get back there. Maybe the cost of elective surgeries goes back up. AMD, I am in this one at about. My most recent purchase was 109. I put that in the in Savvy Trader. I'll probably buy more of it now here at 105. I just think chips. I mean, AMD is the competitor. They've got their new AI chip coming out next year, so I think it's a good one. Ironically, Target has a cross up. I said I'm not going to sell in a upward market with momentum. I will sell once it loses its momentum. 126.20. If you wanted to get into Target, you could get into it. I don't recommend it. Again, I'm going to take it out of when I sell it, I will take it out of the core portfolio. I replaced one with, I think it was, Eli Lilly I put in there recently because they just, weight loss drug. Enough said. If you're not in the energy trade, the energy trade's good. Exxon, 109.66, you're trading at 110. There was a 11,000 barrel or 11 million barrel takedown yesterday. I forget which. But essentially, I think the U.S. is starting to fill up the reserves. Remember, we took the reserves to keep the price down. Every president does it. Nobody's immune to this. Every president takes that emergency reserve and tries to keep prices of oil down to control inflation. But it was taken. I think demand is going to come back. Amazon has a cross up. 134.90. Hey, anything on Amazon under 140, just buy it. Just buy it. These guys are going to have some type of, hey, AI is out there. Costco, we talked about Costco bouncing off the 200-day, didn't get to the 200-day, 539. Just buy it. They're going to announce some type of membership increase, and you're going to see this back at 560. So Costco in the core portfolio, no problems if you buy it here. I just don't see the consumer moving away from Costco. Talk to your friends who shop at Costco. They're still going to make the trip to Costco on the weekends because they have that sense of saving money with the 5-pound jug of peanut M&Ms. Boeing, 227.72 to 230. Just get it. This is a $400 stock. When they initiate the dividend, you're looking at a $400 stock again. And yeah, it's a crappy company, horribly run, but they just print money. And as far as air travel being back, it's back, and they're just going to print money. Marathon Oil, again, the oil trade, MRO, 2614. UCO, I talked about Boyle yesterday. UCO is triple levered on crude oil, $30.46. Look at that nice 24% gain last time. On a long-term basis, if we look at UCO, I think you're fine buying UCO here. I don't think it's a horrible play. You're right at the 200-day. Many times it does not stay above the 200-day, so you're kind of fighting a little bit of resistance there. You can see even during the height of June last year when it got up to 60, this is just a decaying asset, UCO is. So trade it carefully. You trade it like any other triple levered ETF. OIH, the oil producers ETF. This is the oil services ETF, I should say. 340.04, you just got out of it with a 22% gain. Fantastic gain. If we look at a long term of this one, this is not a decaying asset. This is an asset that should go up in price. It just kind of hangs around that 200-day. And when it's under that 200-day, you can absolutely buy it. When it's over that 200-day, take your time. Are we seeing oil go back to 150? I mean, nobody wants it. But when you're taking 11 million barrels off the market to refill the strategic oil preserve because you have a hurricane out in the Gulf, yeah, it's going to go up to 150. Schlumberger, I don't think this is a bad buy up here. It's a little bit extended. Look at this move from June up here, 17%. It's a little bit extended, but you buy this as a long-term stock. Schlumberger provides services to the oil industry. It's top of class. I mean, it is. Chevron, CVX, had a cross up. Just like Exxon. I mean, if you want the dividend, if you want this one to grow, it's a little bit, it's not super extended, but at 160.91, not horrible. And if you don't want any of these and you just want to play in the energy sector, I don't think XLE is horrible. I mean, we can talk about XLE. Here, if we go to Seeking Alpha, I'll show you. SeekingAlpha.com. If you're in the, if you're into, say you have, we're going to do the XLE versus VOO, because the XLE has outperformed VOO over the short term. Let's select symbols, and we'll do VOO. Because I want to show you, over the long term, it does not make sense to hold XLE. But over the short term, look, 3 years, look at XLE, 148%. 5 years, look at XLE, 21% versus VOO, 51%. Over 5 days, you can see VOO has outperformed. Over 1 month, you can see XLE has greatly outperformed. 6 month, VOO outperformed. So if you just want to get in there, yeah, Sherry brings up a great point. Energy transfer. I mean, if you want to get into energy transfer is a great one. The CEO bought it like 13. I've been saying at $12.94, great buy, because you know what? It's got like an 11% dividend. So BTU, which is coal, Peabody. This one just been floundering, got a cross up. Not super exciting. I'm not a big fan of coal. They're pushing their gold out to China. So it's cheap coal. Transocean, this is RIG. Joe talked about NAT yesterday. RIG got a cross up here at 802. I think there's a $10 stock by the end of the year. They do oil shipments. Venom or Viper. VNOM. I always call it Venom. But $27.93. Nice big dividend. Let's see what it is. I think it's 7%. It is 3.86%. They might have special dividends as well. But $27.93. One that I think is going to come and fill a gap again, and this is on. My buddy Scott bought these shoes for hiking. I think it's going to come and fill this gap back up here between 31 and 34. Honest to God, look at the last earnings. It came down here, it had a gap, filled that gap, went right back up. You're seeing there's a huge volume shelf. If we just pull this, let's pull this back to the last earnings. And let's see where these people are buying. Let's see. The volume shelf right here is at 30. So 28.65, I don't think you're doing yourself any disfavor by buying that one. Dexcom. I'll put more in the newsletter. There'll be more symbols in the newsletter. DXCM is Dexcom. Dexcom we talked about. It's been beaten down. This looks like it's confirmation. It is trading right now at 103. The cross up came here at 101. So you are slightly above that 200. The 9-day. If you want confirmation, you can wait for it. The death cross happened. This death crossed August 21st, where the 50-day crossed down on the 200-day. It happened, and it happened super, super drastically. If you want to read more about Dexcom and why they're kind of crashing, go over to FinViz. Their PE is 123. It's a super expensive stock. The average price target is 149. They haven't been covered since May. Dexcom announces upcoming conference presentation. Slightly undervalued. We talked about this one yesterday. A comprehensive analysis. I think it is undervalued. It's just, I think that this one is going to probably bounce back up. You talk to anybody with diabetes, this is the creme de la creme. And one that I think you should keep an eye on, and I don't know exactly why, but it's Comcast. I worked for Comcast, full disclosure. I did not like Comcast as a company working for them. There are difference of opinions. I was not a fan. I felt like a number. I was part of they purchased my company, and I was imported as an employee, and I don't think that they valued me. My insight was completely ignored, so I left, and then I went to work for Earthlink. But Comcast here under the 200-day. Look at the 200-day. I mean, since January of this year, we're in an upward trend. And so 46.63, it's a little bit expensive. When you look at a weekly on this one, we haven't turned up as drastically, but I don't want to favorite the weekly. But there, we're just at the 200-day. So I do think that you have the 50s in this stock as far as we can continue to grow. So if you have any questions, hit me up. Remember, TrendSpider sale today. It's 65% off, $351 for a 1 year, 55% off. Yet tomorrow it goes to 64% off. Remember, you got Next Level Intelligence with the Head and Shoulders pattern. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, dailystockpick.substack.com. Any of these links, just go to Linktree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. I've got TrendSpider up there. I got Visible if you want to save $20 off your phone bill. I've got the Webull link right there, Savvy Trader, my newsletter, Facebook group, Twitter, anything that you want. But remember, I think this week's going to be a good week. So I think we end it on a positive note. We've already gone up. SPY has gone crazy. I'm looking, Boeing's up 1.67%. Apple's up 1% just on their announcement of an event. Apple is rumored, by the way, to be in the talks perhaps with Disney to buy ESPN. That would be huge. If you've seen what Apple has done for MLS, God, if they do that with ESPN, it's just another prong in Apple's revenue stream that they can take the cash that they have and put it out there. PanW is up 2%. We got CrowdStrike today after hours. Let's see, what was CrowdStrike, and I think it's Lululemon today. Earnings, let me see. Yesterday I wrote it down. CrowdStrike and CRM. I bet on CrowdStrike. Honest to God, CrowdStrike I think was brought down by their downgrade. They're expecting it to be weak. Look at Palo Alto was super strong. From a CrowdStrike perspective, in the algorithm, you're out. It looks like it might cross up, but I don't think it's got enough juice to actually cross up. You're right at the 200-day. What have you used the 200-day before? You've used it to bounce off from 122 all the way to 160. So if they have a good earnings, I would completely expect this one to bounce. Now, their earnings are heightened. And Zscaler, it was Fortinet. Fortinet announced bad earnings. And they are in the cybersecurity business as well. Fortinet tanked on their earnings. But Palo Alto had great earnings. You look at Fortinet, they haven't even come back up to start filling this gap yet, Fortinet. They crossed here at 59.39. You're at 61. but they haven't started to fill their gap. So this is what an earnings on a cybersecurity can do for you. They dropped from 75 down to 62. So CrowdStrike, I do own it. I'm not adding to it before earnings, but I do own it. I just think Palo Alto blew it out of the water well. So, yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Oh. My mouth is killing me. I need a pain pill this morning. And I got to stop talking. Lucas, I think I own AMD. It's not in the core portfolio. I have Qualcomm and I have NVIDIA. But AMD, 4 hour? No. I don't think, Joe and I added, I think Joe added at 109 as well. I've been adding on the way down. Let me see about the indices. Let me see where we're at. Who called me? Oh, Arpita called me. Let's see. Lucas, rule number 1, don't listen to a douche on the internet. You may have missed my whole speech. I don't post all my trades because I don't want people following me. But with that one, it's a good company with good earnings, with good products and good management. I think you're fine. Can you go back down to 50 and lose 50%? Sure. Hold on to it for a long term. Take the capital loss if it does and buy back in. I am up 0.8 today. That's all Apple. I guarantee you that's all Apple because Apple's up 1.22. But I'm up in my portfolio 0.8%. The indices are up 0.45. So I'm doubling the indices. Let's check Webull. In Webull, I am up 0.93%. And the indices are up 0.4. So if you are not beating the indices, maybe you have to rebalance. But I'll show that. Lucas, I am a douche. Hey, Sherry, thanks. PDD. Sherry, kudos on PDD. That's a great trade. I think you're right about China stocks, by the way. Sherry and I had a nice email exchange yesterday about China stocks. And what you have to know about China stocks is they are risky. It is against Chinese law. If you're a Chinese company, it is against the law for a non-Chinese person to actually own stock in a Chinese company. So the way the Chinese got around it is they created offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. And essentially when you buy like BABA, PDD, JD.com, anything of that sort, you're buying those papers in the offshore accounts. So it is possible for the Chinese government, if the U.S. government gets too forward, it is possible that the Chinese government may say, you know what? We're going to dissolve those Cayman corporations, and anybody that owns them actually gets zero. It's possible, not likely, but possible. So PDD, let's see. And I'm going to go 10 o'clock. Yeah, PDD is doing really well, up 3% again today. Their earnings just blew it out of the water. I think long term, you're still good on this one too. Let's check long term. My dog is laying down. That dog just passed out. Yeah, you're only at the 200 day. I mean, God, you could double. If this one continues, you could double. So PDD, I like it. Maybe I'll add this one into my not owned. I think it's in my not owned. So I do scan it. I just don't bring it up all the time. Whew. Look at that. 78 right there before earnings, and you're at 95. My algorithm's good. It's good. Okay. I am out, you guys. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And again, TrendSpider. I mean, if you're not signed up for TrendSpider, Don't worry about it. But if you've even been thinking about it, this is a big sale, $351. That's a great price, 65% off. This is equivalent, I think, to their Black Friday sale that they have. Yeah, and a 7-day free trial. So, okay. I will see you guys. Have fun. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.